G'day good people, Sawadee-Kap, Dave here. Thanks for clicking on my video. So, has Thailand saved my life? Well, you saw the thumbnail that you just clicked on to get here. Now I'm going to play a clip for you, and I'm going to watch it on my phone as well. And you tell me if you think Thailand might have saved my life or not. Now, you might be thinking, yeah, looking at the difference, Thailand has definitely saved your life. Unbelievable. But you might be thinking, oh, Thailand saving your life might be a bit of a stretch. Well, you think so? Really? I mean, look at the difference. Look at the difference. And it's not just how much of a fat bastard I was as well. It's like look at how white in the face I am. I look anemic. I look like death walking. I haven't seen this clip for a while, and yeah, it just blows my mind every time I see it, and I think I can safely say that if I'd have stayed in Australia living that same sort of lifestyle, the chances of me having a heart attack over the last 10 and a bit months are a lot higher than they are now after having lost all of that weight. And if moving to Thailand hasn't saved my life, well, it's definitely prolonged my life, that's for sure. And is an absolute 100% dead set certainty that it has drastically improved the quality of my life by leaps and bounds. I'm moving around so much more freely and easily. I'm lighter on my feet, obviously. I feel so much better for losing all that weight. I feel a lot healthier, and I look a lot better, even if I do say so myself. I'm not exaggerating here, but I feel 10 or 15 years younger, honestly. Maybe even younger than that. It's just made an incredible difference to the quality of my life. Within the first 6 months of moving to Thailand, I lost 20 kilograms. 20 kilograms in 6 months. That's a lot of weight to lose in a very short period of time. And man, I am so thankful that I did. I think there's no doubt that the heat and humidity here in Thailand has played a role in my weight loss. But I think the two main factors are, well, three main factors actually. I'm eating a lot less, and I'm eating a lot more healthier food, and I'm a lot more active than I had been for a long time when I was living in Australia. And yeah, speaking of being more active, let's get up and go for a walk, eh? Yeah, I'm definitely a lot more active now, living in Thailand compared to when I was living in Australia. And when I say living in Australia, I use that term very loosely. I merely existed in Australia. Now, that behind me, you may think I've gone off to Cambodia or something. Well, no, I haven't. It's a museum. It's a 3D Buddhist museum, but it's closed. I will come back. I'll come back. I might do a video here. I don't know how many of you would be interested in it, but yeah, I might come back and do that. I didn't really live in Australia. It was more of an existence in Australia. Like every day was the same. It was like Groundhog Day every day. Work, eat, sleep, repeat. Work, eat, sleep, repeat. Work, you get the idea, yeah? I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that, yeah? What's that? Nodding your head, saying, yeah, I thought so. Throw that pizza away, you'll get fat like I was. And the reason I put on all that weight in the first place, back in Australia, it was because I just wasn't happy. I'd be eating comfort food all the time. I'd be stuffing my face with pizza and McDonald's and sausage rolls and ice cream and just crap, just comfort food, because I just wasn't happy. And drinking Red Bull every day as well, in a feeble attempt to keep my energy levels up, because I was working 100, 120 hours, sometimes more, a week. And another really big thing is, because I'd eat before going to bed, like I'd stuff my face before going to bed. I'd be sitting there watching YouTube videos and stuffing my face with all sorts of unhealthy rubbish. You don't need to be Einstein to work out that eating just before you go to bed is so unhealthy. It is not a healthy lifestyle. You know, you end up with gastric reflux, and you get up in the middle of the night and your throat's burning and you got a mouthful of yeah, it's not nice. It was all just because I wasn't happy. Strange thing is, at the time, I didn't realise the extent of how unhappy I was, except for the last 4 years. The last 4 years of living in Australia, I knew exactly how unhappy I was. It all started in October of 2019. My dad died in October of 2019 on his 90th birthday. And a couple of months later, the pandemic hit the world. Just as the news was starting to come out about the pandemic, I went over to the UK for a week. It was a quick visit to the UK to spread my father's ashes on the cricket field that he used to play at in his younger days. He always said that's what he wanted done with his ashes, so I made sure that happened. So went over to the UK, and me and my older sister, we spread his ashes on his beloved Bacup cricket field in Lancashire in the UK. And then after that quick visit to the UK, I went off to Thailand to see Noi, and it was fantastic, let me tell you that. Not long after, like once I got to Thailand and the news about the pandemic was really starting to flow in, and then the world basically started to lock down, and I damn near got stranded in Thailand. Now, I could think of worse places to get stranded, like in Australia, for example, which is exactly what happened. I got stranded in Australia for nearly 2 years, but more on that in a minute. But yeah, if I'd have got stranded in Thailand, I would have ran out of money pretty quickly, and I had to get back to Australia to look after my mum. And that's what I did. I went back to Australia, and I looked after my mum. Had to organise everything for her. Yeah, I had to organise absolutely everything for my mum. Had to organise her whole life. I mean, that's on top of working 120 hours a week, sometimes more than that. But yeah, had to organise every single thing for my mum. And then eventually her health took a turn for the worse, and she passed away in April 2021. And I had to all sorts of stuff. I had to like liaise with lawyers about a will and just deal with all the general aftermath. It wasn't a nice time. It wasn't a nice time at all. And meanwhile, the Australian government had reverted Australia back to a bloody prison colony. No one was allowed out, no one was allowed in, which meant obviously I couldn't go and see Noi. Noi couldn't come to see me. Nearly 2 bloody years without seeing my wife, right at a time when I needed to see her the most. Yeah, I'm still dark on the Australian government about that, in a big way. Yeah. How on earth I didn't end up a raving alcoholic, I don't know. But during that 4 year period, I barely even touched a drink. There was one occasion that I remember, not long after my mum died. I just had enough of everything. I just wanted to get out of Australia and I couldn't. I wanted to see Noi, but I couldn't, and I folded, I buckled. On the way home from work, I think it was, I bought a bottle of bourbon, brought it home, sat down, plugged in my guitar, and just jammed to some blues tracks while drinking bourbon and coke for hours. And yeah, I got smashed. And that was the only time in that whole 4 year period that I turned to alcohol. Like many years ago, I would have just folded and turned to alcohol and used it as a crutch, and yeah, but that's another story. It was rough, let me tell you that. It was rough. And then when the pandemic started to wind down and the restrictions were finally starting to be lifted, as soon as I possibly could, I went over to Thailand to see Noi. But first I had to do, it was called the Phuket Sandbox program. I had to stay on the island of Phuket for 10 days or 14 days, I can't quite remember now, but yeah. I did the Phuket Sandbox program and I did all that, tested negative and everything, and then I went off to see Noi. I could go off anywhere in Thailand I wanted to after that. And to say that trip and seeing Noi was absolute bliss is a huge understatement. It was absolutely fantastic. It was glorious. So good to see Noi after all that crap that I've been through. And between the pandemic ending and me finally moving to Thailand, I think I did 2, maybe 3 trips between the pandemic ending and moving to Thailand. And it was that last trip, after the last trip, and when I got back to Australia, I thought, man, keep it clean. I thought, what am I doing? What am I doing in Australia? I was hell-bent on getting out of Australia. And to cut a long story short, I made the decision, just sell up and go. Sell everything and go to Thailand ASAP. And that is exactly what I did. I sold my unit and got good money for it, really good money for it. I sold all my stuff, gave it away, threw it away, whatever. And got my ass out of Australia and over to Thailand as quickly as I could. And I'm so glad that I did that. Moving to Thailand to be with Noi has been the #1 best decision I have ever made in my life, period. I now live a much happier and a much healthier life than I ever did in Australia. And I do believe that moving to Thailand has more than likely saved my life. Not only because of my weight loss, but moving here and being with my wonderful wife, Noi, has saved my sanity, that is for sure. Life's just wonderful. Being able to spend my life with Noi. It's what I've wanted for a very long time, and finally it's happened. And yeah, I can't believe it sometimes, honestly. I just think, is this real? Is this really happening? I've said it before in other videos, but it's true, and it's still happening. Yeah, I love Thailand. I love living here. It's fantastic. People are beautiful, and the weather is beautiful. It's just, I love it here. The food is beautiful. Fantastic. So yeah, to answer my own question of if Thailand has saved my life or not, I'm going to say yes, it has. I mean, just looking back at that video, look at that video. the difference is. You know, I was like death walking, and it's definitely saved my sanity. Being with Noi has definitely saved my sanity and quite possibly saved my life. So yeah, that's my answer to that question. What do you guys reckon? All right guys, I'm gonna wind the video up here. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you are not subscribed and you've watched the video right to the end, up to here, please do consider subscribing. It helps the channel out immensely. There are quite a few people, returning viewers, that aren't subscribed. So just click on that subscribe button and it helps out. And then you get notified when I put out new videos. So yeah, that's it guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Catch you in the next one. Bye for now.